I think he's trying to make you think he's joking, but it's not. Like, people are laughing because he's delivering it in a funny way, but I think that's just to, like, get paid to talk shit on stage. Nothing, like, he's just brilliant. Like, George Carlin is just a genius. Nothing he says is false at all. Like, he's not kidding at all. He throws in little jokes and, like, says things in a funny delivery, but he's totally serious. He's just a genius. What's up? My name's Jacob. Today I got a video of George Carlin talking about abortion and the sanctity of life. They just overturned Roe versus Wade in the United States, and honestly, I'm chasing a little clout. I figured this video would get searched a lot, so this is what I'm doing today, and I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you're having a good day. All right, this is normally the part where I tell you to like, comment, and subscribe, and I like kind of like dance around all fire and whatnot, but I'm just gonna tell you right up, please just like the video. I don't even care if you comment and subscribe, but if you comment, I respond to every comment. But please just push like, because it helps me so much. Thank you.
Well, let's get back to this abortion shit. Now,
Let's get back to it.
is a fetus a human being? This seems to be the central question. Well, if a fetus is a human being, how come the census doesn't count them? If a fetus is a human being, how come when there's a miscarriage, they don't have a funeral?
He's goofy.
If a fetus is a human being, how come people say we have 2 children and 1 on the way, instead of saying we have 3 children? People say life begins at conception. I say life began about 1 billion years ago, and it's a continuous process. Continuous.
So this is what really separates George Carlin from like your average Joe comedian. Because he is 100% not playing. This isn't a joke for him. And
I say that about a lot of people, like a Tim mentioned.
But Tim's trying to be funny. But George isn't even trying to be funny right now. He's being very political and very open and honest about things that he really believes in. He's just funny.
And he's on stage, and like you paid to go to a comedy show, so like.
No, but like he's really like currently he's not trying to be funny at all. Like his delivery's not funny. He's totally serious.
It just keeps rolling along, rolling along. I say, you know something? Listen, you can go back further than that. What about the carbon atoms? Huh? Human life could not exist without carbon. So
That's
is it
facts.
just possible that maybe we shouldn't be burning all this coal? Just looking for a little consistency here in these anti-abortion arguments. See, the really hardcore people will tell you life begins at fertilization. Fertilization when the sperm fertilizes the egg, which is usually a few moments after the man says, gee, honey, I was going to pull out, but the phone rang and it startled me.
So that is him trying to be funny. He's really good at this, right? Dave Chappelle does this too. They're totally serious, like they're just being political and they're being like honest about their opinion about current events. And then they go on a tirade, like a total tangent from the conversation, and that's where the comedy is.
And you're like being funny and like making fun of whatever this thing is.
It's just like a distraction from you just sharing your political beliefs on stage. They're both really good at this. It's like that philosopher mentality. They just do it in a really funny way so you catch people's attention. But they're both excellent at this.
Fertilization. But even after the egg is fertilized, it's still 6 or 7 days before it reaches the uterus and pregnancy begins. And not every egg makes it that far. 80% of a woman's fertilized eggs are rinsed and flushed out of her body once a month during those delightful few days she has. They wind up on sanitary napkins, and yet they are fertilized eggs. So basically what these anti-abortion people are telling us is that any woman who's had more than 1 period is a serial killer.
Everything he just said was literally just the truth. It wasn't funny at all. It's just the truth. I mean, it's funny because he's George Carlin, but it's just the truth.
Consistency. Hey, if they really want to get serious, what about all the sperm that are wasted when the state executes a condemned man and one of these pro-life guys who's watching comes in his pants, huh? There's a guy standing over there with his jockey shorts full of little Vinnies and Debbies. And nobody's saying a word to the guy. Not every ejaculation deserves a name. Now, Speaking of consistency, Catholics, which I was until I reached the age of reason.
Age of reason is crazy. I wonder, you George Carlin buffs that be in my comment section, I know you're gonna watch this because you love my guy. I need you to get in my comments and let me know if you've seen like an interview or something that he's done where he is saying whether or not he writes this down. Does he write his material, or is he just going off whatever he's thinking about that day? Because it really feels to me like he's just talking. He's just getting up on stage like monologuing, kind of, you know, like I'm doing right now. I'm really, I mean, he's dead, so I can't ask him, but I'm really curious to know.
Catholics and other Christians are against abortions, and they're against homosexuals. Well, who has less abortions than homosexuals? Leave these fucking people alone, for Christ's sakes. There is an entire class of people guaranteed never to have an abortion. And the Catholics and Christians are just tossing them aside. You'd think they'd make natural allies.
This is all a joke.
Go look for consistency
but it's
in
like
religion.
A tangent of
Speaking
what,
of my friends, the
what he's
Catholics,
talking about.
when John Cardinal O'Connor of New York and some of these other cardinals and bishops have experienced their first pregnancies and their first labor pains, and they've raised a couple of children on a minimum wage, then I'll be glad to hear what they have to say about abortion. I'm sure it'll be interesting. Enlightening, too. But
he's reeling it back in. That's him reeling it back in.
What they ought to be doing is telling these priests who took a vow of chastity to keep their hands off the altar boys.
Joke?
Hands to yourself, Father.
It's a joke.
You know, when Jesus said, "Suffer the little children come unto me," that's not what he was talking about. So you know what I tell these anti-abortion people? I say, hey.
Reeling it in.
Hey. If you think a fetus is more important than a woman, try getting a fetus to wash the shit stains out of your underwear. For no pay and no pension. I tell them, think of an abortion as term limits. That's all it is. Biological term limits. But you know, the longer you listen to this abortion debate, the more you hear this phrase, sanctity of life. You've heard that, sanctity of life. You believe in it? Personally, I think it's a bunch of shit. Well, I mean, life is sacred? Who said so? God? Hey, if you read history, you realize that God is one of the leading causes of death. Has been for thousands of years. Hindus, Muslims, Jews, Christians, all taking turns killing each other because God told them it was a good idea.
It's fact.
The sword
Not
of
a joke
God,
at all.
the blood of the Lamb, vengeance is mine. Millions of dead motherfuckers.
Real history.
Millions of dead motherfuckers, all because they gave the wrong answer to the God question. You believe in God? No. Dead. You believe in God? Yes. You believe in my God? No. Dead. My God has a bigger dick than your God.
That's the joke. Everything else he said was facts up until that point. The dick joke is the only joke.
Thousands of years. Thousands of years, and all the best wars, too. The bloodiest, most brutal wars fought, all based on religious hatred, which is fine with me, eh? Anytime a bunch of holy people want to kill each other, I'm a happy guy.
So you just pose the joke, and that's so good. Don't be giving me all this
shit about the sanctity of life. I mean, even if there were such a thing, I don't think it's something you can blame on God.
He's so good.
You know where the sanctity of life came from? We made it up. You know why? Because we're alive. Self-interest. Living people have a strong interest in promoting the idea that somehow life is sacred. You don't see Abbott and Costello running around talking about this shit, do you? We're not hearing a whole lot from Mussolini on the subject. What's the latest from JFK? Not a goddamn thing. Because JFK, Mussolini, and Abbott and Costello are fucking dead.
That's not a joke at all.
Dead. And dead people give less than a shit about the sanctity of life.
Facts.
Only living people care about it, so the whole thing grows out of a completely biased point of view. It's a self-serving, man-made bullshit story.
He's crazy smart.
One of these things we tell ourselves so we'll feel noble. Life is sacred. Makes you feel noble. Well, let me ask you this. If everything that ever lived is dead, and everything alive is gonna die, where does the sacred part come in? I'm in trouble with that. Because, I mean, even with the stuff we preach about the sanctity of life, we don't practice it. We don't practice it. Look at what we kill. Mosquitoes and flies, because they're pests.
Facts.
Lions and tigers, because it's fun.
And, like, right now, he's, like, being goofy. He's, like, extending his neck. Because it's fun. And, like, that's the way he's delivering it in a funny way. But nothing he's saying is false at all. Like, he's just telling the truth.
Chickens and pigs, 'cause we're hungry. Pheasants and quails, 'cause it's fun. And we're hungry. And people, we kill people. 'Cause they're pests. And it's fun.
No, it's facts. Like, it's funny because he's
And you might have
being
noticed
silly,
something
but...
else. The sanctity of life doesn't seem to apply to cancer cells, does it? You rarely see a bumper sticker that says, "Save the tumors." Or "I break for advanced melanoma." Ah, viruses, mold, mildew, maggots, fungus, weeds, E. coli bacteria, the crabs. Nothing sacred about those things. So at best, the sanctity of life is kind of a selective thing. We get to choose which forms of life we feel are sacred, and we get to kill the rest. Pretty neat deal, huh? You know how we got it? We made the whole fucking thing up.
Facts.
Made it up. The same way. Thank you.
And you see, like, I think, like, the real telltale sign that he's not joking is that when he does these stand-ups, he never laughs at his own joke. When Tim Minchin does a funny joke, I pointed it out in his 9 life lessons, which I'll probably be at the end of the video. You should go watch it. But he likes to, like, play with his hair and relish in the crowd's reaction when he says something funny and he knows it's funny because his intentions were to be funny. George doesn't, like, flinch. He doesn't bat an eye. He doesn't crack a smile. He's not joking. It's totally serious. He just delivers it in a way that entertains the audience, but he's really just using his platform to, like, share his beliefs. And I really think that's so dope, bro. But I'm probably going to catch y'all on the next one. I'll probably look at George Carlin again because I'm having a lot of fun watching this stuff. But I do have a Tim Minchin video. I see you in the comments, Troy. If you get here in this video, it's a little tidbit from you. I promise I'm coming with the Tim Minchin video soon. Soon, like probably tomorrow, just for you, dog. I hope that y'all are having a good day, though. Peace out. Please just like the video.